Hello, hello, and welcome back to Tennis Ace. We're done with the twins. They've left. Now we have to deal with the girls. These are not the side characters I want to be talking to. I want to be talking to the bear because he's a gamer. As soon as the twins walk out of the room, another pair gets up from their seats and walks towards us, having noticed June's arrival in the classroom. Kobayashi-kun, I'm glad to see you're back. Are you, doing well now? You must have, been really sick to have an entire week's absence.
Oh, it's fine. I'm doing much better now. Thank you very much.
Are you sure? You still look a bit tired. You have bags under your eyes and all. And it's gotta be really bad since I can tell, even with your spot, you have, you have already one of your, you already, how can I tell, with the spot you have around one of your, okay.
I do?
Yeah, you have you been sleeping well at all?
It's kind of a mixed bag.
Wow, I'm surprised to see you looking so worried, Nekonishi. You barely even talk to most of the boys in class. Junkun is different, though. He is? How come? By the way, I took the liberty of making copies of my notes this past week to pass them along to you whenever you came back to school. It's not much, but this should help you catch up on the subjects you missed.
Wow, that's gonna be a big help. Thanks, Ayako-san.
If you want, I have some melatonin. I take sometimes when I'm having trouble sleeping. I don't have it with me, but I can bring you some tomorrow if you'd like. It might help you with those bags under your eyes.
No, is that stuff safe to take?
Sure, it's just sleep hormones, over-the-counter stuff and all that. Just don't take it too often. Take it for a few days, and once your sleep schedule starts getting back to normal, wean off of it again. It goes down well with a glass of warm milk.
Oh, that sounds really nice. I'll accept it if you're really offering.
Gotcha. I'll make sure to bring some tomorrow. Geez, I'm not used to seeing her being all nice like that to other people. Is this a dream? Am I imagining things? Oh, hey, Junkun. Whoops. Looks like there are more people waiting to talk to you. Come on, Kyo-chan. Let's give them a chance to talk to without crowding the poor boy too much. Yeah, that's fair. He just got back from being sick and all that. I'll bring you the thing tomorrow, okay? I'll talk to you later, Kobayashi-kun. Feel free to talk to me if you have any questions on the material.
All right, thank you so much.
Oh, there he is. Oh, the second best boy in the game, behind Haruki. No sooner do the two girls walk out of the room, another pair walk up to June, especially equally as happy to see him. I swear, it's an endless parade. What the hell is going on? Junkun, I'm so happy to see you back. See you back. I was getting really worried by the lack of updates. It's really boring without having you around. You and I talk about games almost every day. What do you mean it's been boring? Kumagawa lowers his console to raise an eyebrow at me. It's not really the same. Kobayashi knows a lot more about games than you do. Wow. I'm not sure if I should really feel offended by this or not. Are you doing all right? Do you have a fever? You're not still sick, are you?
Relax, I'm fine. You don't have to worry so much about me.
But the last time you ended up having to go to the hospital, and this time you were gone for a week.
It's not like I hit my head again, you know. I stayed at home resting.
I guess it's a little bit better. You're way too fussy. What? That's not true.
What have you two been up to this past week?
I've been looking around town for a yukata. I've even got Keisuke-san to help me and everything.
A yukata?
Yeah, for the festival.
Festival?
Yeah, I started playing this new game called Muvdove, or Muvlove, which is clearly what the reference is. Revenge of the Shadow Kitties. Wanna see? Is Muvlove good, guys? I just don't know. Wait, which was the mecha part of the franchise? Was regular Muvlove the mecha part? Or was it Muvlove Alternative? That's like the weird mecha thing. Because, like, I know that, like, the franchise is, like, split, but I don't know. It's kind of like how Idolmaster has that weird mecha spin-off that literally no one talks about because, like, it came out before Idolmaster became popular. Or I guess, like, it was still popular back then. But, like, it was, like, 2006, 2007. So, like, it was a different time, one could say. But, yeah. Let me know if Muvlove is worth getting into. Because I don't know.
Oh, that name sounds really interesting. Show me, show me!
Hey, I was in the middle of a sentence. The two immediately get lost in their own little world, competing, zoning out the presence of the fox, who huffs and pouts where he stands. Over the next few minutes, a lot of students start gathering around the back of the class, all of them wanting to get a word in with June. So that fox guy, right? Is he important in, like, one of the other routes? Because it felt really weird that he got introduced and has had, like, 0 screen time. I assume maybe he shows up in, like, Keisuke's route a bit more, because that sounds like that could be a thing, but I don't know. Wishing him well, telling him they're happy to see him again, that sort of thing. Geez, when did he get so popular? I wind up getting up from my desk and walking away, if only because the sudden crowd forming around it is feeling a bit too claustrophobic for my tastes. Couldn't bring yourself to stick around? I walk to the front of the class, stopping near the class rep's desk. She looks up from her book with a content smile, wagging a finger in the air along with her words. Yeah, it got a little too much. I didn't know so many people wanted to talk to June. It's like he's more popular than me or something. Really? Haven't you noticed before? Noticed what? That Kobayashi has become a sort of unofficial class mascot. He's well liked by most of the class. Really? You're right. I hadn't really noticed. Ayako-san giggles, covering her mouth with a crocked index finger. I guess you don't pay enough attention to notice. It started pretty slowly, but it's almost like once he'd managed to settle into the group, he started interacting with more people little by little through you. Now he's loved by nearly everyone. Damn, you go, June. Now that I think about it, I guess June really is the kind of guy that I'd picture being surrounded by lots of friends. He's likable, cute, bubbly, energetic. He really is the type to be popular after all. I guess we're very different in that regard. We might just be very lucky to have June walking around as a permanent member of our group. If I'm not careful, he just might end up being poached by someone else. I sneak a glance at the door once I hear the sound of it opening, drawn away by my curiosity, especially now that I don't have my notes to focus on and keep me rooted. I see Shuichi's head peering inside, looking around the room for a second before his eyes settle on me. Shuichi smiles awkwardly, raising a hand in the air to greet me. I repeat the same gesture, letting him know that I've noticed. Okay, I get it. I understand. I have to go. Shuichi wants to talk to me for a bit. All right. Try not to be late to class. I'm just going down the hall. There's no way I'll be late. Class rep chuckles, raising an eyebrow and quirking the right corner of her mouth up. You say that, but you've also had a history of skipping things at the drop of a hat. Yeah. I guess the fame is gonna follow me around for a while still, huh? When I step outside of the classroom, I see Shuichi leaning against the wall, waiting for me. Due to the time, the hallway is already mostly deserted, with the majority of students having headed to their individual classrooms now that the bell is so close to ringing. Hey there. Hey, you said you wanted to talk to me? Right. Shuichi muses for a second, a low humming noise echoing from his throat. Smacking his lips, he looks straight at me, his expression quickly changing to a dejected sigh. Well, this is kind of a delicate issue. Or more like a difficult one. And now, oh, excuse me. Now might not be the best timing considering what happened last time we talked. He raised a hand to his cheeks, scratching it awkwardly and waiting, looking away from me, letting those words hang in the air for a while. I wanted to know your opinion on how I should formally announce my quitting the volleyball team. What? I'm caught completely by surprise by the sudden broaching of the subject. I knew this was something Shuichi had been thinking about. He'd even mentioned it briefly before. But now, of all times, last week he was so adamant about postponing the announcement until he could try convincing his dad again. Come on, why this all of a sudden? Weren't you going to try to convince Takahiko-san? I already tried. You did? Volleyball isn't a good extracurricular for a resume. If I have time to do that, then I should look for something more productive. Those were his words. Are you serious? Takahiko-san, you're being far too cruel. You know, I don't mean to be overly harsh about this stuff, but I'm really starting not to like your father. He does have his good points. He really did consider it. He just... Either way, I have my answer. Now I need to think of a way to tell the team. I'm not looking forward to it, and I was kinda hoping you could help. There's gotta be another way. Something else you can do. You don't think I've already tried thinking of one? I'm just saying, maybe try one more time. Get more things that could help you convince him. Maybe if you look up how athletic scholarships improve chances of getting in, that could be a big help. Somehow I doubt that. What's the harm in trying? I can't keep taking that you. You know I really want to. I don't want to stop, but I can only handle so much disappointment before it becomes too much. I know it's hard, but come on, Shoichi. You gotta keep fighting for what you love. Fighting is tiring you. I know that. But you still have, options, right? Did you try talking a little more to your dad about the scout? You should really insist about how good of a thing it is to get an offer from a team like that. How can you even ask me that, when you know how he reacted the first time he asked about the scout? You know he blew up about it. I told you that. Don't ask me about that. I know, but I think you should insist. It's such an amazing opportunity. Hell, I think you, should go for it, regardless of what he thinks. You're an adult. You can afford to make your own decisions. I doubt that would work anyway. Dad has been in a really bad mood lately, due to his problems at work. And he already has, nothing but disdain for scouting offers in general. There's no point in me, even trying. Are you going to ignore everything I said? I'm not! You are. It's like you're not looking for a solution. You don't want to do anything about it. You just want to complain about something without being told about the dozens of possibilities you still have. That's easy for you to say. You have nothing but tennis on your mind. You just impulsively do whatever you like without thinking of any consequences. Besides, you have a family that supports you. I'm sure that must make things so hard for you. That's not true at all. You know how much I've been struggling with tennis recently. It's been everything but easy. I know I'm in a better position than you, but that doesn't give you the right to lash out at me. What? I'm not. Shuichi bites his lower lip, shifting around uncomfortably on his feet, clutching his right elbow tightly. You. Sorry. It's all right. I know you're under a lot of pressure recently. That's what I'm here for, right? To help in any case I can. Thanks. I appreciate it. I promise. I'll think about what you said. That's all I ask for. You don't need to stand on ceremony around me.
That's the second time you've said that today.
That means it's doubly true.
You're a dork.
Perhaps.
I really appreciate all you do for me, Yuichi. Thanks.
It's my pleasure.
That's so.
Of course. Like hell, I'm just going to sit around and watch you mope. If I can, do so, if I can, do or say something, then I'm gonna do it so.
That's fair. Just try to be a bit more mindful of people before you do that. You can get a bit too caught up in your own head sometimes, and involve yourself in something best left aside.
Geez, what's that supposed to mean?
Just some like general life advice. Nothing earth-shattering. You don't need to worry not much about it.
If you say so.
Either way, I should probably get going. I need to at least be in class before the bell rings. I might even have a few minutes to organize my notes before class starts. Haven't had that in a while.
Sure, don't let me hold you.
I'll talk to you later, you.
Sure, at lunch.
Yup.
I watched Shuichi walk away and into his classroom, leaving me by myself in the hall. That actually went pretty well, all things considered. Thinking to myself and about how nice it is to have something going smoothly for once, I walked back into my class while humming a random melody that just comes to mind. Ashima-sensei has just arrived to our class as the first period of the day comes to an end. He carries his usual stack of books to the table, dropping them haphazardly on it before turning to greet us.
Good morning, class. I hope you all had a great weekend and are feeling refreshed so that we can go about it again. Before we begin, is Michiminia present?
A few heads turn in my direction, but I quickly pipe up from my seat on the back. On the back. Yes, sir.
Good. I just got word from Katsugiri-san that she'd like to speak to you. She asked that I tell you to head to the faculty office after we are done eating lunch.
How come? Ashima-sensei shakes his head sideways, shrugging.
I'm afraid I don't know. She caught me as I was leaving my last classroom and told me something had come up. If it makes you feel any better, at least she seemed happy.
Right, that's,
I guess that rules out you being out of trouble. In trouble.
June whispers from the seat next to mine, leaning over in my direction with a raised eyebrow. That is not a guarantee of anything. For all I know, she's feeling gleeful to have a chance to rake me over the coals again. Okay.
What, really? But she seems like such a nice lady.
She's a sadistic monster. No one has ever yelled at me as much as she does.
That's because you're consistently pissing her off.
Jin, the second biggest victim of Katsugiri-sensei's lectures, and the person who sits directly in front of June, turns back to look at me, with a smug look on his face, the edges of his lips curved up. Mind your own business, mouse.
Start barking so loud then, dog. I know you all at the back think you're being really sneaky, but I can still hear whispering. Could you do us all a favor and be silent?
The three of us immediately stiffen up on our seats, looking straight ahead as if jolted awake by the reprimand. The whole thing garners us a few chuckles from nearby classmates, though I don't really care about it.
Very well. As we have finished our previous subjects of studying last week, this week we are about to embark on a new journey, going through a bygone era and studying the remnants of a long-forgotten kingdom, left only as a picture in the annals of history. Just thinking about it is enough to make me feel emotional.
What is that supposed to mean? Nekonishi speaks up from the front of the class, her voice a mix of confusion and annoyance. It is no secret at this point that she's not the biggest fan of Shima Sensei, and seeing her reaction to him, it's become downright obvious.
Starting today, we'll be studying Babylonian mythology. Did any of you know just how fascinating it is? I certainly didn't at first, but once I started studying, I couldn't put the book down. I was thoroughly enraptured. I've read over 30 books on the subject already, and I am ready to enlighten you all as well.
The class groans at the, as we all likely know the same horrible realization. Shima Sensei has just found another new thing to be passionate about. Somehow, the odds of us studying an actual syllabus seems to be getting smaller and smaller.
And to start us off, on this wonderful journey, there is nothing more fitting than the myth of creation itself. Today, I shall teach you all about the Enuma El.
Yes. I hate this. I hate this so much. Okay. I'll end the part here. That sounds fair. I'll see you guys around.